Thanks for stopping by Fletch Flips. We got a video today. We sold some things over the weekend. We had some blocked buyers and we had some negative feedback. We're going to share them all with you. So let's get to flipping. And we're off and running. Sold this super nice pair of Brooks Addiction 13 women's shoes. We sold them for $45, which we accepted a best offer. I did not have best offer on this listing, but they sent me a message asking if I'd take $45 for them. We were asking $51.77. Heck yeah, I'm going to sell them. We paid $7.42 for them at a thrift store, and it took 24 days to sell them. These things were super clean. I mean, they were like nearly new, and they're on their way to Indiana. Made a net profit of $33.02. Four vintage Corningware blue cornflower pans, dishes, whatever you want to call them. $32.77 plus the shipping of $26.04. They're going to Florida, and we marked the shipping up $5. We made a net profit of $26.59 on these, and that's not all bad. But I want to let you know these took 312 days to sell, and also there's the fear of them breaking and shipping, even though I ship or package them up very, very well. So you want to have caution when you buy these because they're a long tail item most of the time. I've sold some fairly quick, but it doesn't always happen. And they take some work in packaging them. So buyer beware. $26.59 profit. I guess it isn't all bad. Let's go fishing. I want to show you this fishing reel. This was actually a small because on this item, we only made, what the heck was it? Let's see here. $7.12. But I wanted to point this one out specifically because we ended up getting some negative feedback. I bought this fishing reel along with three others at a thrift store for $4 a piece, so $4.24 each. This one did not sell at auction. I listed it as is for parts only, and because it just wasn't in that great a condition, and I really didn't seem to figure out how to test this particular one. So I sold it for $11.77 plus $9.23 shipping, which we made that profit, as I said, of the $7.12, and it's on its way to Nebraska. But here's the key thing. Let me show you these other three that we sold at auction. Here's the other three fishing reels we sold. We sold this one for $33.57 plus the shipping after 5 bids at auction. This one, $32.77 after 1 bid and $9.23 for shipping. We sold this one for $22.50 with 2 bids and $9.23 shipping. Remember, we bought all 4 of these for $4 each at a thrift store. That's a super nice return. With that said, one of these particular individuals decided to leave us negative feedback. All 3 of these reels were sold in good working condition, tested with 30-day returns. This individual, negative feedback. Check this out. Sometimes I really wonder what people are thinking. I think they get a case of optorectalitis. And what that is that their eyesight gets crossed with their behind and they get a crappy outlook on life. That's the only way I can explain it because this is ridiculous. Let me show you why. We've been on eBay since 1999. We started reselling part-time basis after we retired and we lost our business due to COVID in 2000. And it was just something that we had to do. I used to travel 4 days a week, buying cars for dealerships all over the country. And it was a great gig for a long time. But COVID really drained it down on me. And we just decided to heck with it. We're retiring. And we started flipping things. We had done it before on just strictly just for fun. But now we do it for even more fun. And it keeps us busy. So in 2020, we started reselling. Since that time, we only had a couple hundred feedback from 99 up until 1999. Now we have 4,970 feedback. And of that feedback, we've had only 2 negatives in the last 12 months. We'd had a couple in the previous 12 months for the same reason as these 2. I don't understand people. I mean, someone that has 4,970 feedback and only 2 negatives out of those, you would think they're a reputable seller, and especially since we sell a couple thousand items a month. or a year. I wish it was a month, but I don't want to work that hard. We're doing just fine doing it part-time, enjoying ourselves. He received this fishing reel and didn't get back to us. He paid the $30-some for it, was the last bidder, received it. Drag doesn't work. Broke line trying to get drag to release. All right to set on shelf, not the intent. Disappointed. He never contacted us, nothing. No message. It just, I couldn't believe it when I woke up that morning and looked at this. But it doesn't bother me anymore. And here's the reason why. I'm not going to put up with people like this. So I had 30-day returns on it. I wasn't going to remind him of that. If he wants to be this way, I'll just ignore it. It doesn't bother me in the least. Well, it does a little bit. I think you can tell that. I replied after 30 days, he was beyond the window to return. Now, you may think that that's not right, and please comment below what you think, because I would be curious to see how you would handle this. I replied to him after the 30 days. Fletch Flip's eBay store is a top-rated seller with well over 10,000 sales, and this buyer never contacted us and disregarded the 100% money-back guarantee we offer and didn't return the fishing reel that was won via auction. They opted to just leave negative feedback instead. Why would we put an item up for sale knowing it was defective? Not sure what the problem was, but we would have been more than happy to resolve the issue, but was not given the opportunity. Sad that people are this way. Fletch. Never heard from him, never contacted him again, but I did block him in block buyers on eBay. Just to show you the other negative feedback. Same reason. This one's really funny. He received the jeans that he paid $32.77 for plus the shipping. He says, jeans are bad and broke in hours. This was a bad buy. Here's the message he sent me. You owe me a total refund. Dude, these jeans' main button rivet broke after wearing them for one time in 4 hours. That's messed up, man. They was bad jeans. I reply, no worries, simply open a return request. He replies, people like you are the reason I stay away from eBay. I thought he stayed away from eBay. He bought my jeans. I'm in a rural area and I don't have abilities like city people or shipping points or a printer. It costs me money when something is bad, bro. Exclamation point. Then leaves negative feedback. He lives 4/10 of a mile from a post office. I looked up his address and looked up the nearest post office. He could have walked to the post office, and the post office will print a label for you. I don't know if you knew that, but if you don't have a printer or whatever to print it, you can go to the post office and they'll scan the code and they'll print it for you. He obviously has a computer. He bought the dang jeans. So, with that said, 2 negative feedbacks in that 12-month period. It's no sweat off my back. I blocked both of them. Done with them. Case of otorrectilitis in the first degree. Let's get going with some more great sales. Another pair of shoes. Hoka is a brand you want to look for. They're excellent resells. Sold these for $32.77 plus the $10.23 shipping. Made us a net profit of $25.57. Picked these up at a thrift store for $4 on their way to Tennessee. Remember these? If you do, you're giving away a little bit of your age. We're on up there. We're in our mid-60s. We remember these very, very well. We even remember the party lines. Comment below if you ever talked on a party line. And also, if you even know what it is. I'd be curious to see. We bought this at an estate sale for $5. Sold it for $27.77 plus the $17.23 shipping, $32 shipping, which we marked up $5. And we made a net profit of $21.37, and it's on its way to Idaho. A nice flip. A thrift store pickup. We bought this. It was $4, but they had 50% off on the discolor tag, which I think it was a red tag that day. Everything in the store with a red tag was half off. We bought it for $2.12. Put her online, sold it in only 28 days for $24.77 plus the $6.23 shipping. That made us a net profit of $8.45. I tell you what, when you can turn $2 into 18, I'll do that all day long, and it's a heck of a lot of fun. 4, a tailor-made driver. This is a vintage one. This thing was in really, really nice shape. They don't bring a whole lot of money, but I did get $27.77 for it. I picked this up at a garage sale for $1, along with some other clubs. You probably know by now if you watch any of our videos, we sell a lot of golf clubs. But $27.77 with free shipping cost us $8.81 to ship it to Kentucky, and it's on its way. A Dremel Multi-Pro. I bought this at an estate sale for $10. I bought it for myself, thinking, I could use this thing. Then I figured out, no, I couldn't. Wasn't going to use it. It just sat on a shelf for years. So I ended up selling it. We did get $24.77 out of it, plus the $19.22 shipping, and it's on its way to California. Right here is a good example of why I love looking for things to buy and flip on eBay. This hat, never heard of the brand, never really even saw a hat like this, but it's Stormy Cromer. I don't know if that's exactly how you pronounce it, but this is a company that I looked up, and they started making these hats years ago in northern Michigan. And we found it at a thrift store for $3.18, sold it for $19.77, and it only took 66 days, which isn't all bad. $6.23 shipping, made us a net profit of $13.35. Flips like that are great. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, you might think about it, because we're going to keep continuing to add content, and we hope you're enjoying it. So take the time to subscribe if you will, because you never know what flipping things might flip up on Fletch Flips to flip on eBay. This is a cool hat, a Nike Golf RZN VRS. Don't know exactly what that means, but I think it has to do with the driver that Nike came out with. And it was hat was new. Sold it new without tags. Couldn't find a single flaw on it. So we got her sold, picked it up for $4.24 at a thrift store, sold it for $17.77 plus the $6.23 shipping. It's on its way to Ohio. We made a net profit of $12.25. It's a beautiful flip, $4 into 12. Gotta like it. Thanks for sticking around. It's time to stand up and take a stretch. Those are some nice sales. Now we're going to get into the smalls that we sold this weekend. There were 9 of them, and show you what we made on them. And then at the end, we're going to have our geeky spreadsheet, as usual. First up in the smalls is this lead crystal cigar ashtray. Picked this up at a garage sale. We had to pay $3 for it, and it's on its way to Missouri. We had a net profit at $10.52. Not a bad flip. Super simple. And we sold a vintage license plate. I picked these up when I can get them. I probably paid a little too much for this. Paid $4.50 for it at a garage sale. And we got $12.77 for it, plus the $6.23 shipping. And this license plate made us a net profit of $6.89, and it went to our home state of Michigan. I guess $6.89 isn't a bad return on a $4.50 investment. We'll take it. And we picked up these 2 Clear Sounds telephone amplifiers. I don't know exactly how they work or what they are, but they were brand new in the package. We picked these up for $1 a piece at a garage sale, as I said, and they're on their way to Tennessee. Made us a net profit of $8.80. So not all bad. And of course, our vacuum cleaner parts. We sold a Dirt Devil belt cover plug for $14.77, and that made us a profit of $8.06. Only took 12 days to sell it. It's on its way to Wisconsin. And we sold a Dirt Devil roller brush replacement one, $10.77. That's an $8.06. No, wait a minute here. That's a $4.58 profit. And it's on its way to Iowa. And another Kirby part, the rear wheels, $21.77. We made a net profit of $9.94 on them, and on their way to Illinois. And we sold this Farberware Perfect Heat Control for a Farberware electric skillet for $22.77. That made us a net profit of $10.69. And it only took 2 days to sell. We picked this up along with the entire skillet just a couple of days ago for $6.50 plus shipping or plus tax at a thrift store. And this already sold. We have the legs listed, and we listed those, I think, for 20 some bucks also. For a $6.50 investment, that's a darn nice return just on this part alone, more than pays for it. And I don't know if I remember it. Let's see here. Yeah, it's going to South Dakota. Also, some or Wrangler jeans that we picked up at a thrift store for $5, stole them for $21.77, plus the shipping of $6.23. That made us a net profit of $10.56. So that's 8 items that we sold in smalls. Actually, we sold 9, but one of them is that fishing reel that we showed you earlier. The net profit on those 9 items was $77.16. That's why we do smalls. These items that make us less than $12 is what we consider a small. They're just all easy to list, they're easy to ship, and what the heck, 77 bucks for selling 9 items? I'll take it. And here's the breakdown that we promised. We show everything. We don't just show you the things that we sold and the gross profits. We show you everything that is involved in doing eBay. Right here we have where we purchased the item that we purchased, the cost that we paid for each item, the average days to sell, the price that we sold the item for, the shipping that we charged, the amount it cost us to ship the item, the eBay fees, and the net profit on each and every item. As you can see in this column, marked in green. Let's see what we did for the weekend. We sold 18 things. $65.18 is what it cost us to buy these 18 items. The average days to sell is 106. $405.09 is what we collected from the buyers for these 18 items. We charged $132.03. Our cost to ship it was $139.33. The reason it's a little bit more is because some of these items were free and it's factored into the price of what we sell it for. But over here is the total amount that we spent. eBay fees, $71.22. Cheap advertising for worldwide, 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Net profit for the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, $261.39 is what we put in our pocket. It's not bad. And we watched a lot of football and a lot of golf. It's not like we worked real hard to make this money. It's already in the bank. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Live a crazy good day. And don't forget to subscribe. See you next Monday.